guys, welcome to our episode 1. So today we are going to make a plant cell for our general biology project. We are going to use a recycled material for this. So let's get started. Oops, I forgot to introduce myself. By the way, I am Kathleen Gail Aniñon and I am from St. Peter Chanel STEM 1201. So 3D plant cell, let's get started.
The first thing that I'm going to do with this task is the base. I used the cartoon from our old groceries and illustration board for the main base. Next thing I did was to measure and make sure that all the 12 cartoons are equal in size. It is not so perfect, but it would do. I also cut 6 smaller cartoons for the cell side. After cutting all the cartoon, I covered everything with cartolina. And by the way, it is for my project last year, so I didn't really waste a penny for this. I use green, yellow, and brown cartolina for the base of the cell. And after that, I proceeded to put everything at its place. First, I glued it and stick it. And after gluing everything, I proceeded to adding the parts of the cell. As you can see, I really struggled with this part because I ran out of stick glue.
As you can see guys, I am now haggard and sweaty, but to finish this project, let's now proceed to the next level. It's the most important part to me, which is the naming the part of the cell. So, let's do this.
First is, I am going to introduce to you guys the cell wall. It is the outermost structure of the plant cell. It is a rigid layer that surrounds the cell membrane and gives the cell protection, rigid support, and shape. In making this, I use a cartoon and cover it with green cartolina. Next is the plasmodesmata. It is the microscopic channels which traverse the cell walls of plant cells, enabling transport and communication between them. And by the way, I use cotton for this. The brown inside is the plasma membrane. It is also known as cell membrane. It provides protection and fixes the environment inside the cell. It also transports nutrients into the cell and transports toxic substances out of the cell. While the yellow part of my model is the cytoplasm. It provides a platform upon which other organelles can operate within the cell. All of the functions for the cell expansion, growth, and replication are carried out into the cytoplasm of the cell. This one is the nucleus. It controls and regulates the activities of the cell. It also carries the genes, the structures that contain the hereditary information. And I used the old house of my pet for this and put the excess cartolina inside it. It is comprised of the nucleoplasm that contains nucleolus. The nucleus is surrounded by the bilayer membrane, which has the nuclear pores. The center part is the nucleolus, whose primary function is ribosomal RNA synthesis and ribosome biogenesis. Next is the endoplasmic reticulum, which are made from brown cartolina. I just folded it and glued it. The one with black dots are the rough endoplasmic reticulum. These black dots are the ribosomes. It encodes the message information of the peptide bonds. The one without the black dots is the smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Its main functions are the synthesis of lipids, steroid hormones, and many more. Another one is the vacuole. It helps in maintaining water balance. Sometimes, a single vacuole can take up most of the interior space of the plant cell. I use my old accessories in this. Next is the Golgi bodies, also known as Golgi apparatus. Is a cell organelle that helps process and package proteins and lipid molecules, especially proteins destined to be exported from the cell. I used orange cartolina and folded it for this. This blue bottle cup here is the vesicle. It helps in transportation of materials that an organism needs to survive and recycle waste materials. It can also absorb and destroy toxic substances and pathogens to prevent cell damage and infection. These white Coke bottle cups serve as a peroxisome. It is the organelles that sequester diverse oxidative reactions and play important roles in metabolism, reactive oxygen species, detoxification, and signaling. While this royal bottle cup is the lysosome. It is also known as the suicide bag for its function as the digestive system of the cell, serving bowser-grade material taking up from the outside of the cell to digest obsolete components of the cell itself. This cartoon with rubber and excess cartolina is the mitochondria. It produces energy for the cell via ATP production as part of the Krebs cycle. Lastly is the white paper here. It should be green, but I ran out of materials, so I used white tape instead. It is a chloroplast. It is a plant cell organelle that converts light energy into relatively stable chemical energy via photosynthesis process.
So we're done! I hope that you enjoy and learn from my vlog. See you next episode. Bye!
Double D, big full breast.